Hi, it's Hans at happierman.com. Today's topic is never really grow up. Oh, I think I have quite a bit to say on this topic, so forgive me if it's scattered and all of that. But what I mean by never really growing up is I'm a 55-year-old man, and I still love the same things I loved as a teenager and as a young man. All that kind of what some people would call foolishness, I still love. Now, of course, most of the time I'm serious. I have a professional occupation, and I talk about serious things on my website at happierman.com and in these videos. And but what you do all the seriousness so you have a chance to have a little bit of fun. And so if you're living your life and you're not having fun, I would argue that your life is no good. Because I lived that life. When I was married, I didn't have fun. It was not a good life. And I go over that in my book, Leave Your Wife and Become a Happier Man with a 3-Step System, found on happierman.com. Look that up if you've got a bad marriage. But I wasn't laughing, I wasn't having a good time being with my wife. It was not good for me. There was very, very little happiness. There was very little joking around, very little laughter. I never did anything fun. Everything was just about some crazy, stupid, serious matter and some problem that she caused that I have to try to work through. Like every part of my life was this high-level grown-up stuff that just made my life a living hell. I don't live that way anymore, and I don't recommend that any person, any man, any woman, any person in the world live that way. I would say you want to live a not grown-up life, a life where you can go out and have a few drinks and laugh and joke around with your friends or somebody in a bar. You can dance freely. You can meet other people and laugh and joke and have a nice time with them. You can have some sort of a new relationship with a lady that you just met. You can have that. You can go to work and laugh and joke around with your coworkers and tease them a little bit gently and just have a nice time. You can poke fun at everything that needs to be poked fun at. The politics, the governments, the big business, right? All of that stuff we want to continue to poke holes in and laugh and joke about the absurdity of it all. Right? The less you grow up, the more you never really grow up, the better your life is. Yes, you'll have to have plenty of time where you have serious discussions, deal with serious matters. But I found that even in the most serious matters, most serious discussions, if you can tell a joke or poke some fun at something, it really lightens the mood. It makes everything just kind of say, let's get real here. What's the problem? What's the solution? Let's joke about it, and then we'll figure it out. Right? That will help you. That will really help you. If you're living a life, if you're married and you're not able to joke around with your wife and poke fun at her, and she's not able to poke fun at, and the only way that she pokes fun at you is just to ridicule you and sarcastically cut you down at every step, well, that's not much of a marriage. And of course, you wouldn't be ridiculing her or sarcastic remarking her either, would you? No, it's not how you treat your wife. You treat her with utmost respect and decency and love and kindness and tenderness, and with just enough teasing and humor that she loves you for it. That's a good marriage. So if you don't have that, you might want to get my book, Leave Your Wife, Become a Happier Man with a 3-Step System, found on a happierman.com website. But yeah, that your life, if you, let's say your wife isn't really that humorous, but she's got all these other qualities that you like, well, that might work for you as long as you have your own free time and can go out laughing and joking around with other people. Well, that's fine too. That may work for you. I know a lot of ladies, they don't really have that humorousness about them. I think it's to their detriment that they can't laugh, that they get so wound up and trying to be perfect or whatever. But anyway, give that idea some thought. The other thing I wanted to mention about never really growing up is, and I think I alluded to this with the idea of you will be happier if every day you're laughing and joking around and with other people. And nowadays we might have to do this all through the internet, right, through the texting, and I do that. And there's a few calls, but it's better in person. But if you can't laugh, if you're not happy, if your life is set up is such that you just have no happiness and no laughter on a daily basis, well then you know that your life is just totally out of whack, and you got to make some massive changes in it in order to get to a happier state. What is causing all of this pressure and chaos and drama and ill will and badness, and what is making it impossible for you to live a lifestyle where you're more like a younger fellow, a teenage guy who's laughing and joking around all the time? That's what you want to get to. When I was married, my wife had a grandfather, and when I met him, he was around in his 90s, and he was always laughing and always joking around. And he was so delightful, oh man, and he was so funny, and he always had and like some of his sons' wives, they said, well, we can't get a straight answer out of him, ever, right? They'll ask him how his health is, and he'll give them some big line of BS, right? But he lived that long, I believe, because of his humor. The more humor you have, the more light you can be, the better off your life is going to be. He lived an incredible life. Even at his funeral, we all were laughing, sharing the old jokes, and enjoying them again, right? That was a life well lived. A life badly lived is where you never laugh, you never have a good time, you never go out on the town, you never go out to eat, you never do anything fun, right? That is a life badly lived. You want to live a good life, a never grow up life. And then one more point about this idea of never really growing up. We're right in the middle of the coronavirus. This is April 2020 as I'm speaking. And I just got some word that this lockdown that the state I'm in is on is going to be extended another month. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't think I can go another month. I gave them the 15 days. I'm working on the 30 days. Now they want to go another 30 days. I'm not sure I can make it. And that gets to the idea of never really growing up in the asking the why. What does a young person do? They're always asking why. Why do I have to go to bed? Why do I got to do this? Why? Always pestering, always wondering, always giving you forcing you to explain. And that's how they learn, right? That's how they learn. So and of course a lot of kids get shut down, right? In the old days, the more the kids who get asked why would get the back of the hand or the belt. This is true. Or they'd shut you down in some manner to get you to not question. But what we have to do is be that that never grown up person and always ask why. Why are you extended another 30 days? What is the reason? Tell me exactly why. If I know exactly why, I may be able to do it. If you can't give me the why, I can't do it. I'm an engineer for 30 years. I'm always explaining the why. Always explaining the why. I'm never saying do it because. I'm saying do it because, and this is why. I lay it all out. I'll develop 1,000 pages of plans to explain it. 2,000 pages of reports to explain it. I'll get up in front and tell you in written form. I'll call you. I'll email you. I'll give you the bullets. I'll give you the brochures. I'll explain why. All right? And that's what we need to do about this. To never grow up. Always ask why, just like a child does. Why do I have to do this? That doesn't make sense to me. Why? That's how you never really grow up. Why do we have to leave the bar when it's closing? I'm drunk and I'm finally getting somewhere with this lady. Why do I have to go? Oh, it's the rules. We'll get our license, our bar license revoked. Oh, okay, all right, I get it. Okay? If we get a reasonable explanation that we can understand, we will do what you ask, but you have to give us the real explanation. So don't give up. Never grow up. Never really grow up. Most of the time, yeah, you'll have to be an adult. You'll have to do the right thing, the adult thing. But I would argue that, give that idea some thought. Don't really grow up. You will, at least you'll have a lot better life. At least you'll be able to determine what the real problem is, why you can't laugh and why you can't have a good time and why your life is so miserable. And the third thing is, you can be a force for the good for us all. So, never really grow up, all for now.